Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 26 of WesterosCraft Walks with your loyal host, Dutchguard. Today, I will be exploring the island of Pebble, the seat of House Prior of the Vale. Now, this is an island just north of the Fingers of the Vale, the Fingers being those very tendril-like peninsulas stretching out into the narrow sea. So while Pebble isn't necessarily attached to the Vale, House Prior is sworn to House Aaron, and so is considered part of the Vale. I will be going this trip solo. I just did a little experiment in some of my previous videos, getting some guest speakers along. There were some mixed reviews, but I think overall it went very well, and a big thank you to those of you who participated. I think there's a lot of insight to be gained from the leaders of those builds that I otherwise would never know about. But from now on, I'm going to be going on a request-only basis, so if any of you leaders of your builds out there definitely want to do a video with me, and you think you're prepared, then let me know, and I'm more than happy to do that with you. I really want that to happen, actually. But from now on, I'm just going to be going solo. And that's fine with me. I pretty much love the sound of my own voice, so I'm just going to keep going on this way until somebody stops me. So yeah, this is episode 26. Another little change in schedule here. Instead of doing 4 videos a week, I'm going to go down to 3 videos a week, because I did the math, and if I do 4 videos a week, I'm not going to have any more videos to do after this year, because I'm going to get through all of the locations in Westeros by December. So I'm going to scale it back to 3 videos a week, so instead of a video on Thursday and Saturday, we're just going to compromise and do 1 video on Friday. 1 super awesome video on Friday, which is this video here today. And then the rest of the videos throughout the week will be the same day. So your weekly schedule for WesteroScraft Walks is officially Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. And if you guys really need more of a fix of WesteroScraft Walks, just let me know, and I might throw in a bonus video here and there a couple of weeks. But for now, we're here looking at the island of Pebble, which is a fantastic little island in the narrow sea, just north of the Vale, like I said. And you can see that the style here is sort of a mix between some of the nicer Vale styles and the palette, the materials used in the Three Sisters. If you recall from our Sisterton video, you might remember the style there being quite similar to this, except the roofs here are a little more peaked. The daub and wattle is a little more common here. I think everything's just a bit cleaner and a little bit nicer. And in that way, we know that it's a little more like the civilized Vale, the descendants of the Andals, who were very civilized people. And of course, we've got quite a few septs on this island as well, because this must have been one of the first places that the Andals discovered coming over from Essos. So let's head into one of these buildings here. This is either a very large residence or a pretty hefty inn. Probably got all kinds of different rooms upstairs here for lodgers to stay in. And they're pretty nice, decent-sized rooms. Some of these inns are like little cupboards, like this one. I think this must be like a chamber pot or something, like very not pleasant. But let's head out of here. Eventually we're going to be making our way to the seat of House Prior, the castle of Pebble Island, which is really more of a holdfast or a tiny keep compared to some of the other castles in Westeros. And all over this island you can see all kinds of different features. We've got a nice little sept you can see all the way on the top of that hill there. That hill is actually an inactive volcano, and all the way in the top you can find a little hot springs, with the water being boiled by the lava below it, or far below it. We've got a little mine here digging into that mountain, and a smelter here for melting down the copper or iron or whatever they find in this mine. Again, I'm going to avoid exploring this mine because I'm going to get lost, and this video is going to be a half hour long. So let's just skip that for now, even though my explorer senses are tingling. But just /warp Pebble if you want to check it out for yourself. Right, over this little bridge, we've got this nice little waterfall coming out, springing out of the volcano here, again, as a result of those hot springs, coming down all the way out into the sea there. All the way on the right there, far in the distance on that little peninsula, is a Watchtower of Pebble. It's got 2 watchtowers, I think, in addition to its main castle, and so those are pretty cool to explore as well. This must be a pretty important, sort of a defensive area for the Arryns, just in case they ever need to be warned of attacks from the north, specifically White Harbor. Or from Essos, potentially, if they're coming down through the Bight or past the Fingers. And so this here is the castle of House Prior. It's a nice little castle. The palette is a little more Vale-esque, but also a little bit dirtier, more gray, like the Three Sisters. Right, so let's explore. We've got sort of two sort of large keep buildings here and a tower on the outside. You can see the flag of House Pryor up there, pink, yellow, and black. Some very interesting colors we got going on. This is the castle sept here, with some nice little symbols for the different gods. Sometimes they're statues, sometimes they're pictures, and sometimes they're little symbols like this. So obviously the skull is the stranger, the sword is the warrior, the scales are the father. Well, I mean, it's a brewing stand, but we sort of made them scales. Flowers is the maiden, the anvil is the smith, and the lamp is the crone. And just save that one for last because I wasn't sure, but the bread must be the mother. Right, so that's our little sept there. We've got as well we've got a blacksmith here, of course. Probably do quite a bit of blacksmithing on the island here since they have a pretty nice mine. Hopefully a very good mine with lots of copper and iron in it. These must be the main kitchens of the castle here. Let's head up the stairs. I'm going to end up on that tower overlooking the narrow sea. So this must be the audience chamber for the Lord Prior of Pebbleton. It's interesting what they've done with the glass in here. It's sort of uneven and interesting looking. Maybe made from sea glass. So there you got the Faith of the Seven banner there showing they're pretty devout to the Seven. Of course, being the descendants of the Andals, they tend to be pretty devout to the Seven. So that's the Lord's seat there. Pretty imposing, actually, for a small castle. Really nice what they've done with the roof here as well. I really love that. There's the old sigil of House Pryor. Right, let's see if we can get out somewhere. I didn't really explore any of this before I started, so I'm just improvising. But I think we'll find a way out. Yes, I think this is the way I wanted to go. So we're just heading around this way. You can see out onto the sea there. I love some of the little details, like that little bank there out in the middle of the sea, little rocky outcrop that normally you wouldn't really think to make, but I think our world painter, or maybe someone would have added that afterwards, did a fantastic job. I love the terrain here as well. Sort of cliffs, rocky, with lots of vegetation, a little more vegetation than, say, you might find on the Iron Islands. And the terrain set here, which is sort of that mixture of stone that we use everywhere, here is quite nice. I really like that. Right, so let's head to the top of this tower. No idea what I'm expecting to find in here. Hopefully a rookery, fingers crossed, but I won't be too upset if we don't find it, because I really should have planned in advance. So this must be one of the noble chambers. You can see a nice blue double bed there with the colors of House Pryor hanging overhead. Nice little writing desk, full-length mirror. I really love that. That's a retextured diamond block texture. Because we were using them as mirrors before we changed the texture, and we thought we should probably change it. And so now it looks more like a mirror, which is pretty cool. Definitely one of the better ideas we've had. Oh, this is a little bridge going back into the main keep, so we don't want to go that way. So let's head up the stairs. What else can we find? Ooh, there's a little room here. Also a little writing desk. It's probably the Lord Solar. A solar being sort of his bat cave, his man cave of the castle, if you will. Where he does his finances and letter writing, and just sort of there to get some peace from the peasantry, as a lord should have, as a lord deserves. Oh, this is nice. A nice little seating area here on the top of this castle. Oh, this is very nice. You can just lounge on here. You can just imagine yourself lounging in front of this fire. Very luxurious. And there's a nice little balcony with a view over the rest of the island of Pebble. Oh, this goes all the way around the tower. Very cool. A nice little lookout, a widow's watch, if you would, if you recall my explanation of a widow's watch from the widow's watch video. Right, and here we are in the very top of this tower. Very cool, nice pointy roof here with our slate textures. So yeah, there we are looking out into the castle and the rest of Pebble. You can see that watchtower over there. I think the village that we started in is just a little bit out of render distance. But that's it, guys. That's Pebble. There are many more locations on the island of Pebble for you to explore, as well as some Easter eggs you might find here and there. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on Sunday.